Congratulations! You have just purchased the Farécla Scratch and Stone Chip Removal Kit. All you need for DIY paintwork repair on your car, caravan, boat or any painted surface. This kit contains a tube of Farécla Scratch Remover, neoprene flatting block and 1500 grade abrasive paper, backing plate and foam mop, nylon brush, clear coat lacquer and applicator sticks. Apart from the items in the kit, the only other items you will need are a household electric drill, a spray bottle filled with clean water, and a few lint-free polishing cloths. For deeper scratches, you'll also need a small amount of white spirit for cleaning the paintwork, and a small amount of touch-up paint to match the colour of your car, available from any good car spare shop or your main dealer. Note that repairing scratches and chips with this kit is only possible if the bodywork is not dented. We only show you how to repair paintwork and not bodywork. To begin, we'll show you how to repair the simplest damage, paintwork scuff, or scratch type A or F on the diagram shown in the instruction leaflet. Scuffs don't penetrate through the paint. It's only where the shine has been removed. If you run your fingernail across the mark, you can't feel anything and your nail doesn't catch. So, whatever sort of paintwork your car has, you can polish away scuff marks by hand without the need for paint. First, squeeze some of the Farécla Scratch Remover onto a damp cloth. Now apply it to the bodywork, rubbing lightly in one direction. As you work, start spraying a little water, which will help to enhance the final finish. Keep turning the cloth as you work, and within a short time, the scuff will have disappeared, and the gloss will be restored to its original finish. Just wipe away the final traces of residue, and hey presto! This method will remove most of the marks that appear on your car over time. It's applicable for all types of cars, whatever the colour or paint finish. Sometimes the paintwork damage on your car may be a little more severe and the scratch may run a little bit deeper. If you run your nail over this scratch, you can feel it, although it's not deep enough to cause the nail to catch. However, although it goes deeper, it still doesn't penetrate the top layer of paint. These type of scratches are labelled as B, C and G on the diagram shown in the instruction leaflet. If you wet your finger and rub it across the panel, you'll find that the scratch almost disappears. If you're unsure how deep the mark is, you can safely try to buff the surface first. But if that doesn't eliminate it, then it's time to use the 1500 grade wet and dry abrasive paper. This is a process called flatting. Here's how we do it. With the abrasive paper wrapped around the neoprene block, wet it thoroughly and rub it gently across the surface. Keep checking repeatedly as you work to see whether the scratch has gone. Add more water to keep the surface wet. Keep a regular check on progress. You don't want to remove any more paint than you have to. Stroke your fingertip across the area. If the surface is even and matte, the scratch has been removed. When the surface is flat, you'll be left with a dull area where you've removed the gloss that looks similar to the scuff marks that we tackled earlier. So, we need to do the same as before and use the Farécla Scratch Remover to bring back the shine. However, this time, we'll use the drill. Fit the backing plate firmly in the chuck and place the mop centrally on the Velcro pad. Add a little Farécla Scratch Remover and you're ready to start. Start the drill and move the mop across the surface in a sweeping action, applying gentle pressure, holding the drill at a slight angle. Do not apply too much pressure. This will give you more control. Notice that the mop is kept moving at all times. Check every so often to see how the shine is progressing. Wipe away any residue with the cloth as before. Job done. Now, We've a more difficult type of damage which goes a little deeper. When you run your fingernail across the surface, you'll find it catches. If you look closely, you'll see that the chip has gone right through the paint and the primer is showing through. These types of scratches are labelled D and H. Here's a detailed diagram to show what's happened. To repair the chip, you'll first need to decide on what type of paint finish your car has. Most modern cars use a method called clear over base. This means that they've used a base colour and then a clear coat lacquer over the top. Older cars with solid paint colours use a method called direct gloss, where the coloured base coat is polished to create the shine. Here's how you can decide for certain what sort of finish your car has. Put a small amount of Farécla scratch remover on a cloth and rub it into an inconspicuous area, such as the inside of a door frame. This car has a direct gloss finish, and you can see clearly that the paint has rubbed off on the cloth. On this car, however, with the clear over base finish, there's no sign of any colour. Now we can work at removing the chip. Start by using the nylon brush to remove any loose particles or dirt. Next, thoroughly clean the area with white spirit on a rag to remove any grease. Use protective gloves if you have sensitive skin. Now we're ready to apply the paint. Cut a point on an applicator stick with scissors. Apply the paint very carefully. Don't be tempted to use the brush directly onto the surface. It's much too clumsy to make a good job. Note how carefully the paint is applied. On this clear over base car, the aim is to build the colour in stages to ensure an even match. It's not necessary to build the base coat paint right up to the surface. Depending on the temperature, you'll need to allow around 20 minutes for each coat for the paint to dry. Now you're ready to apply the clear coat lacquer. This time, the aim is to build up the new clear coat layer until it sits just proud of the original surface. The clear coat will shrink as it dries, so, depending on the depth of the scratch or stone chip, several applications may be needed, with time in between for each coat to dry. Before you flat the surface, ensure that the clear coat is completely dry. If in doubt, leave it overnight. Flatting is carried out exactly as we've already seen. Again, note how gently the abrasive paper is used on the paintwork. Keep a regular check on progress. Even at this stage, if you feel you haven't applied enough clear coat, you can still apply more, remembering to allow enough time for it to dry thoroughly. Again, the surface is now dull, so the paintwork needs to be polished. Notice that we are again keeping the mop moving. Continue compounding until the chip has completely gone. What a superb job! Now we'll take a look at a similar repair on a direct gloss paint finish. Here you can see that there's a typical scratch from a petrol pump nozzle, which has taken off the paint. In this case, the gloss finish is created by polishing the coloured base coat, so we don't need to use any clear coat lacquer. We need to build up the coloured paint layer in the scratch proud of the surrounding paint. Clean the area first, as before, with a nylon brush and wipe over the area with white spirit. Once again, an applicator stick is used to carefully apply the paint. Remember, because the paint shrinks, several applications may be needed. Check the final layer is completely dry before starting the flatting process. If in doubt, leave it overnight. Again, after flatting the surface, the paint will appear dull. So use the Farécla scratch remover to bring back the gloss. A perfect job! We hope you've enjoyed watching this video and are ready to have a go yourself. You've seen every type of scratch and stone chip being repaired with techniques applicable to both direct gloss and clear over base paint finishes. Remember, you can also use this kit to remove scratches from caravans and boats on painted, acrylic or GRP surfaces. If you have any further queries, please contact our technical department on 01920 465 041. Keeping your car in tip-top condition makes it more enjoyable to drive and will greatly add to its resale value. For the best car care you can provide, use the complete Farécla Scratch and Stone Chip Removal Kit, available from leading retail stores. Call our customer service department for details of your nearest stockist.